if the college football playoff had just ignored results and they had picked the 4 best teams from a Vegas perspective, Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, who's the 4th? I'm guessing those are the first three. Who's the 4th team?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the best overall teams, I mean, they have 4 of the top 5. The only team that would have been rated higher than Cincinnati and even Michigan by the slimmest of margins would have been Ohio State. So for the first time in a long time, the committee did a great job of not only taking the best teams, but also the most deserving. And Cincinnati has proved their mettle. I mean, they pushed Georgia last year in a big-time bowl game. Do I think they're going to be able to upset Alabama? Probably not. But you have to give them a shot. I mean, they went out there scheduled aggressively. It wasn't their fault that Indiana wasn't any good this season. They went on the road and beat Notre Dame in their own building. And to be quite honest, other than Oregon going into Columbus to knock off Ohio State, you can make the legitimate case that as far as a season-defining victory, Cincinnati winning in South Bend was one of the biggest. And we'll see exactly what Luke Fickell has up his sleeve to get things going, especially if the Oregon Ducks may or may not come calling to try and lure Fickell out to the Pacific Northwest as they'll search for a head coach with Mario Cristobal taking over at Miami.
Is that who you'd put at the top of the Oregon board right now?
I think it makes a lot of sense that you have to try and at least put the phone calls in. Fickell being a Midwest guy, I don't know if he'd want to make that move. And then if you're Oregon, do you always have in the back of your mind that within 2 or 3 seasons, if Ryan Day were to bolt or another high-profile job in the Big Ten opened up, did Fickell immediately move? But I also think, and there was a report out there, so it's not like I'm trying to be clairvoyant in this, that if you're Oregon, you call up Chip Kelly and see, hey, Chip, it's going to be a lot tougher to recruit to UCLA. You're going to always play second fiddle to Lincoln Riley, and the coup he's already pulled off in recruiting, just inside of a week. Would you want to come back to your old stomping grounds and see if old Phil Knight will open up the checkbook? So I don't think there's a lot of acrimony between those two, and it's going to probably be a much easier path in the Pac-12 North to win conference championships than it will be competing year in, year out against Lincoln Riley and the potential juggernaut that's brewing at the Coliseum.